Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a 50TP Tyszkiewicza. It's a tier 9 Polish heavy tank. It's located on the northeast border of Arctic region under the command of Petro123. Game started. Now, as it says 50TP, it's a 50-ton Polish tank. Now, it's armed with a 130mm round, a 13cm gun, and he's capable of doing 560 alpha and penetrating 250mm of armour. Now, a lot of people think, well, some people think, not a lot of people, would think that the 53TP would come after the 50TP, but it's actually the opposite way round. Yep, I'm afraid they've sort of like changed it a bit. 53TP is the tier 8, this is the tier 9, and then of course you've got the 60TP. Oh, and the ISM gets in the way. Well, Polish tanks are renowned for their armour, and he's waiting for an enemy to come, and he's in a nice hull down position here. First round doesn't penetrate the front of the VK, but he was fairly well angled. But that Tiger is doing the right thing to actually pull out of the way altogether, because he doesn't really want to get hit by a 13cm round from this gun, because he would be literally, well, ventilated. That's the way of putting it politely. Oh, T30, I'll have that. 619, which is a high roll. It's almost the sort of damage that a T30 would do against some other tank with its 155mm gun, but remember, this is only 13cm. Well, T30's done the right thing to get the hell out of there. It's a really good position actually here. The only problem is, of course, Arty. Yes, I'm afraid Arty could be a real problem. Oh! Type 4 made a bad mistake there. He was trying to go down into the ditch, or down to the coastline, but the E75TS managed to do it, but the Type 4 just took a big damage, bit of damage, and the defender didn't do much better either. Lost 577, which is, I think, another high roll. He's pulling up again. Takes a bit of effort to get up, but once he's in position, he's nicely hulled down, able to bounce rounds. Well, the VK couldn't stop that round going through because it overmatched his roof, and he's not going to pull down. Now, I did say that yes, you are vulnerable to Arty, and you are. But there's only one Arty in this game. Oh, he went for the lower plates and got 593. Now again, it's another high roll. He's actually using the APCR at the moment, which has got 303mm of penetration and does 560 alpha. So changing position, because there are a couple of enemy tanks who've managed to make it way around the south, and the E75 just got wiped out. And I think that Petro's decided that maybe he needs to get to a better position to defend his cap area, because it looks like the enemy are going to be headed this way very, very shortly. And it's a good decision he made, because the defender has just come around the corner. So he's just got to turn and get into the right position so he can go hull down on this spot, or at least conceal his lower plate. Defender comes into sight, gets that one in, 546, but he did take a round from the defender on this occasion. Needs to hide his lower plate though a bit better. Oh, next target's the VK. Say goodnight, VK. Oh, luckily he survived that. Only just. Reload time's not bad. It's 13.21 seconds, but considering the size of the ammunition, that's pretty good actually. Got the roof of the E75. He could go for it, try and take that cupola, but instead he wants the T30, and he gets him. Another high roll, but he takes a round on a low roll from that 155mm. E75 keeps popping up, but he must realise he's a one-shot. Oh, and that one didn't go through at all. fire standard. That might work, but T30 came into view, missed. That didn't. And he's now got somebody poking around his back door. Hopefully the T30 on our team will deal with him. In fact, actually the AMX 1375 has run away. There's still some enemy down there. Oh, beautiful shot. Type 4 goes down. The defender's the real problem though at the moment. Of course, the E75TS has got the 105mm gun. The defender's got the 122mm. Oh, he's just been killed by our Skoda. And now that puts the E75 on the back foot. Unfortunately, we're still having problems because it's 5-all. Even despite all the work that Petro's been doing, his teammates have not been doing very well. Good shot right into the rear of the Tiger. Gets a fire. Is he going to burn? Yes, he burned. So where's that E75 gone? There he is. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I think the T70 Skoda took a round. But the Skoda did kill the E75. Probably not too happy about taking that round though. He took it through the gun. Now an enemy tank made it into our camp. It's the AMX 1375. He's just killed our Arty. And if we don't go back for him, he's going to cap out whilst we're away. So yeah, I'm afraid Petro has to do it because he's the closest tank. He spotted the enemy Arty, or at least somebody has. He's having to give up on all of those targets to go after this AMX 1357. He doesn't know where this guy's gone. It's more than likely he's still around. He's just not shooting yet. He's looking for him. No, he's actually been located. He's elsewhere. He did depart to the west. But in fact, actually, we've got nobody on the north route now. And I think Petro spotted that. So he's now going to take a defensive position to hold the cap. After doing all that work at one end of the map, he's now got to do it all alone at the other end of the map. Yep. So far from defending the south pass, now he's got to defend the north one as well. Now he could go and knock that tree down just in front of him, but if he does, that Type 61 might be just around the corner ready to put a shot into him. Ideally he wants to wait in ambush for that Type 61 to come into view. He's watching the corner where it should be going round. Oh no, Type 61's gone back down to the west side. And in fact actually there's an SU-130PM on that lookout spot shooting down at our guys. In fact we're now down to just 3 players against 5 of the enemy. So it's beginning to look pretty dicey. Well, Petro's decided to abandon the position and try and go after the enemy. But of course, remember, he's up against that SU-130PM, the Soviet tank destroyer, the Tier 8 Premium. And that also has a 13cm gun. And now he's all alone. So he's got to go back to his cap. He can't go hunting because he's in a slow, heavy tank, and well, yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea for him to go hunting, because if he did get caught away from the cap and the enemy puts 3 in, there's no way he's going to get back in time. So all he can do now is try and defend the cap against all of the enemy. It's 5 against 1. Kolobanov time. Let's see how he does. Already got 3 kills. If he gets all 5, that could be a Radley's. Now there's no Arty on the enemy team, none left at least, so he doesn't have to worry about going up into a position where he might get stunned and suddenly hit by an Arty round. And this is a defendable position. If you're on your own, because nobody can come up behind you, they have to come in front of you if they're going to come and get you. Well, the AMX 1357 is highlighting where he is, but not the AMX 1357 can do much about it. He's about to die if he comes around that corner. No, I suspect that one of his teammates will come round. The AMX 1357 is a one shot anyway. Here he comes. Well, there goes the SU-130PM. But that long reload comes in. He knows that he's got a window, a brief window, to fire a few rounds which are just bouncing off the armour. And he's loaded. And there is one of the first enemy, other than the SU-130PM, the T-54 first prototype. Now he's got a decent 100mm gun, but he's out the game with just 1 shot. And the Type 61's come up. Now he's got a much better gun, and it looks like he did go for the lower plate. Yes, put one straight through the lower plate. And that means that Petro needs to angle to hide his lower plate as much as he can. Oh, somebody knocked a tree down over there. And it's not the 1357 or Type 61, so it must be the 112. And there's the 112. Oh, so it wasn't the... it must be the 1357. But he took another round, 358 from a heat round this time. And I think it hit... Yes, it hit the... I think it was actually the... on the brink between the upper and the lower plate. .112's brave enough to come in, but the Type 61 dies at the corner. But the 112 now knows that he's got a free shot and he's firing heat. And here we go, one more round. Can he get this shot? Go for the cupola. He actually goes for a weak spot on the driver's area. Gets that one in, but he needs one more shot to kill. He's loaded. Oh, I'm afraid that the 112 and the AMX 1357 fired at the same time, and that ended the game. So unfortunately it was a loss, but it was so close to a win in that one. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tank of a Petro 123 in the Tyszkiewicza. Yes, he managed, in fact this is his first ace tanker in the 50TP. He also managed to get a Reaper badge for getting at least 3 consecutive kills with 1 shot each, and a sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy. An arsonist, he set fire to the Tiger 1 and he burned to death. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and also a Pfeiffer effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. He also picked up the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and he did get a top gun when he killed the last enemy, which was the Type 61, who poked his head around the corner once too often and got it blown off. And so, yes, satisfying that he got some medals, the Battle Hero medals at the end of the game. and an ace tanker, but unfortunately, sadly, it was a loss. It was very close to being a Kolobanov win, though. Win 8 was 13,179, so very high score. Let's have a look at team score. He did get the highest damage in the game, 7,159 hit points trying to carry. The next high scorer was that T-54 first prototype on the enemy team with 3,228, less than half his score. And the next high score after that was, in fact, the Star 1 on his team, who managed to get a Confederate with 2,563 hit points. When it came to kills, again, he's got the highest with 6. The next highest scorers only had half that much, the Skoda T50 and the AMX 1357. And the AMX 1357 picked up an All-X medal and a Scout. And when it came to base XP, the AMX 1357 got the highest amount, 1,308. The T54 first prototype got 1,129. And then came Petro123 with 898. So he did get the third highest base XP in the game, despite the fact that he was on the losing team. 18 shots fired, 18 direct hits, 14 penetrations. Not all of them penned, but he did get a very good accuracy. 2 splash as well. Damage of 7,159 hit points, of which 1,616 were at more than 300 meters. 15 hits received from the enemy, only 6 of which penetrated, 9 non-penetrations, and no hits by way of splash damage. 2,150 hit points of damage blocked by armor. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 6, and did 423 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 83,171 credits, got 5,913 from Courageous Resistance, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he actually lost 2,303 credits. But I don't think you'll worry about that. Most of the actual cost went into the ammunition because he was firing premium rounds. He received 27 bonds for the game, and 1,347 XP, 739 for Courageous Resistance, took away 2,086 altogether. So a bit of a heartbreaking ending there, because it could have gone the other way very, very easily indeed. In fact, it's surprising that the AMX 1357 did manage to make a penetration right at the end, and I suspect that was because he was firing APCR. But if the 112 hadn't penetrated him, then yes, I think he would have killed the 112, and then he would have killed the AMX 1357 a split second later by ramming into him, because the weight of that 50 TP is enough to crush the AMX 1357. He wouldn't need a shell to take him out, he just needs to touch him, and that AMX 1357 would have died. So, bit of a heartbreak, but it was a valiant attempt to carry for the team. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. We've only got a few subscribers compared to some of the bigger channels, but we put out far more content than they do. Plus, of course, you've got a much better chance of seeing your video on our channel. Thanks for watching.